Hello Williamson County, I'm Kerri Hudson, and welcome to It's About You, an informational program about the classes, activities, and special events of the Williamson County Parks and Recreation Department. Well, it is officially summer here in Williamson County, and our summer programs are running in full force. As has become our tradition over the past couple of years, we like to venture out of the studio in the summer months and visit some of our amazing summer programs. Today we'll be visiting one of our most popular programs, our General Summer Day Camp program. Williamson County Parks and Recreation has been running a General Summer Day Camp program for over 20 years. This program offers a traditional day camp experience, and campers' days are filled with games, athletics, activities, arts and crafts, field trips, swimming, as well as special guests and presentations at their campsite. The structure of our General Summer Day Camp program has changed over the years due to facility availability. This year we're offering 2 locations for our General Summer Day Camp program, here at Grassland Elementary School, as well as the Williamson County Recreation Complex at Nolensville. We want to thank the Williamson County school system for allowing us to use this facility again for another year of camp, because without their involvement and participation in letting us into this building, the General Summer Day Camp program wouldn't be available and wouldn't work for as many working parents and families in our community as it does. This General Summer Day Camp program has touched many lives over the years, and today we want to give you an in-depth look into this program so that you can see what makes it so special, fun, and exciting for everyone.
The program here, it's awesome. The parents love it, the children love it. The parents are like, every night they go home exhausted, because we keep them busy every minute of the day. And I was kind of worried in the beginning, thinking there's no way we can keep 60 to 100 children every day busy, but we literally keep them busy all day long between arts and crafts and gym games and board games and things like that. And one of the things I like is there's no technology. Everything is physical play, outdoors or indoors, or with partners.
What we do for parents and families, you know, it's really hard when you get to the summer days and you've got to take care of kids the whole time. So being a place where parents can drop them off and just know they're going to be entertained, they're going to have fun, they're going to learn some things, they're going to go on some cool field trips, they get to go to the pool, those kind of things. It's really nice just to be able to provide that for parents.
I really enjoy gym time when we get to go to gym during our rotations, because we get to do a lot of different fun games with our other peers in our age group.
We don't let the kids bring electronics to camp unless we have a special day. And they're in activities all day long, so they're not sitting in front of TVs, they're not at video games, things like that. So that's been something we've held on to, and now I think the kids actually like getting to sit down and play board games, because it's not something that they do on a regular basis anymore. So our kids today probably enjoy the board games more than the kids 20 years ago did, because it was something that maybe families did on a regular basis, you know, a long time ago, but they don't do anymore.
It's fun and exciting. Like, they make the games that we played last year, they're back and they're fun again. The games are like fun to play, because I usually forget like how to play the games, but then when I start playing them, I remember, and then it becomes more fun.
My favorite activities here are playing group games. You can just have fun, and you can join some friends. If somebody gets hurt, you can just make them feel better, and that makes me happy.
We play in the gym and do kickball and play in the game room.
Some of my favorite activities are when we go to gym or the board game area, or sometimes when we just kind of hang out in like the arts and crafts room.
So we have anywhere from 60 to 100 children a day, and I think 100 has been the highest day that we had, and that was the day we had a DJ here. On those days that we have special events, we have more counselors that come in from the office, but on average we have 1 counselor per 10 to 12 children.
Any given day here, we've averaged about 96. Last summer, I think they averaged around 85 or 86, so it's gone up this summer. It goes up on field trip days, goes up on pool days. We have 3 counselors for each age group, and we have 4 age groups.
Our ages range from 5 years old to 12 years old, and they're broken into categories. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and they all have their set counselors that stay with them throughout the day.
I think it's good because there's a comfort level where the kids see familiar faces, and it's convenient. I feel safe with him here. They've done a good job with the pickup and drop-off process, and then make it real easy to pay online, so it's just been a good experience for a working parent.
26 years ago, we were one of the only games in town when it came to day camp. Now there's lots of competing programs. And so I tell people, you know, that our prices have been very flexible. The kids don't have to pay for days that they're not there, which is unheard of in other programs. And parents are like, I'm really surprised that y'all do it that way. And I'm like, I'm a parent myself. I'm a working parent. I get how that is. And so we really try to see things from a parent's perspective of if they're at work all day, I want those parents to be able to go into work and concentrate on what they do for a living and not be worried about what their kids are doing all day, that they know that they are in a great environment with great people who care a good deal about their kids and that they're keeping them engaged and active and having a good day.
I go home and I feel like I did something every day. Like I always feel like I accomplished something. Even on the more hectic days, it's still, I come home with so many stories. I have an entire binder full of kids' artwork. Like any other job, I don't get that out of it. I get 5- and 6-year-olds who just love me, and 11-, 12-year-olds who are very sarcastic, but deep down secretly love me. And I don't get that anywhere else.
They know their child is safe. They know their child is having fun. They know their child is getting physical activity as to where they might not be. They're going swimming, they're playing sports. There's so much going on and so much for them to choose from. And parents love it because they can drop their kids, 5 days, they can do 1 day, they can pay for when the child's here. They don't have to tell us when they're coming. They just show up and we're here for them.
At the end of last year, I had some parents their kid loved me so much, which was such an honor, that they asked me to come and babysit for them and keep up with their kids.
They really get to know the counselors really well. They connect and there's a relationship. I mean, I've been with the counselors all summer long.
You build relationships with fellow counselors, but then also relationships with the kids. I know several of the counselors during in-service were like, is so-and-so coming back? So they're looking through the books trying to see if they're the relationships that they built in previous years, if those kids are coming back and kind of, so it's fun and exciting to see them get excited to see those kids come back each year.
At the start of the day, all the kids are coming in. We'll have an introduction game.
For the first hour, 2 hours, they're kind of in larger groups, just till we get majority of camp there.
And then starting about 9 o'clock, we have organized group play in the gym with games that is led by a couple of our counselors.
And then they'll be split up by their age groups, and we'll kind of do rotations through, they'll kind of cycle through different rooms of the facility, whether it be arts and crafts, table games, board games. They'll go to the gym and do relay races. And we typically try to do outdoor field games kind of in the morning before the heat of the day kind of hits. And so they'll pretty much be with their age group majority of the day, and we'll kind of cycle through a rotation. Throughout the day, they'll have large group activities that they'll have in the gym where they can kind of interact with other age groups and other counselors. Then about 11:30, we break and do lunch, and then kind of resume the rotation in the afternoon. And then typically around 3:30, we'll do snack and kind of come back together and do a movie in the gym and just kind of allow the kids to kind of wind down as parents come to do pickup.
We love that they give us a schedule every week. This is what's happening Monday through Friday, so it's nice to have that communication. Thursdays are swim days, Wednesdays are field trip days, so it's great to have that structure. And I know he has structure during the day too. We do this at this time and this at this time.
I'd say kids learn probably a lot of different elements at camp. Communication, being able to communicate with other campers or with the counselors, building relationships. They're kind of out of their comfort zone for some of them. This is not their school group, so they're meeting people from different backgrounds, different kind of areas, and so kind of building those relationships. And some of them are learning to, try new games, try new things that maybe they're being pulled out of their kind of comfort zone in a lot of ways, which is good. It helps grow and stretch them in different areas.
They learn how to interact with one another. They learn social skills of, engaging in a variety of different cooperative type of programs. They get to come to camp and may find out that they have a love for art that they didn't know before, that they may, get to do art one time a week in school with an art teacher, but at camp they do art almost every day, maybe even twice a day. And we may engage them in different types of things that are unusual for what they would do in a school art program. So I think that they might find, deeper personalities about themselves, of interests that they may have as they grow.
I love arts and crafts. I would cry if they didn't have any arts and crafts here. I love to build, I love to give people stuff. And
so we kind of help instill some of that in them and introduce them to, hey, I might be a good leader someday, that I think I could grow up and do something like be a counselor and help be a leader for kids. Or I may, want to grow up and be a teacher. I may want to grow up and do a variety of things. Some of the field trips we go on, they may find different interests at, going to the Space Center and things like that, oh, I want to grow up and be an astronaut, and I can do that, and things of that nature. So I think the program helps broaden their imaginations. It keeps them busy in the summer where they get to experience new and exciting things. And I like too that it's a very diverse group of kids. We have kids from all backgrounds, where we have different races, we have different religions, we have different situations, family home situations, where some kids may be in a great home with both mom and dad, some may be in a broken home, and so when they come to camp, they want to be entertained and have a fun place to be, and somewhere where it's exciting and they don't have all the drama and stuff from home. But we want to welcome all those kids into camp and make sure that we're doing our best, that they have the best experience they can have.
We hope that all the campers learn how to play well with each other. So group games, just kind of teamwork and working together. We do some things that are competitive just individually, but a lot of the things we do with teams. And we want them to learn how to play with each other, how to lose. You're going to lose some of these games. I really hope that you're learning to lose and lose well and not be so upset about it. So we try to encourage them when they win, and when they lose, we try to build them up. This doesn't matter as far as if you won the dodgeball game or if you won something like that. We're really trying to encourage them just to be involved and not worry about losing. And if you do lose, it's okay.
One thing I feel like all kids need to learn is how to lose, because say they only have one kid household and you're winning every single thing. Kids come in here, they may lose the first game. It's hard for them to handle, but eventually they get used to it. They know they'll win some, they know they'll lose some. But then they also make friends along with it, so it's not all about the winning and losing, it's more about the camaraderie. And I just feel like they get a more sense of community almost, that they can be with other people around their age. And kids will come back, even if their parents don't work, they'll want to come back just because they'll know their friends are here. So they're definitely learning just to be a friend and how to help others and just how to be a good person, we hope. We try to, instill those rules on them.
I hope you've enjoyed the first half of our show today and getting a look into our general summer day camp program. Y'all stay tuned. When we come back, we'll spend more time with our amazing camp staff and campers.
Take a stand.
Take a stand.
Take a stand.
Like my brother did, when he wouldn't take no for an answer.
Like my wife did, when she asked the right questions.
Like my friend did, when she made the call.
You can make a difference in the life of a veteran, so take a stand.
You stood by us when we were in uniform, so stand by us now.
Stand by them. They stood by you. Visit veteranscrisisline.net to find out how you can help a veteran.
Hello, everybody. Here's the world's most famous asthma rock band, the Breathe Easies, with their hit song about how secondhand smoke can cause asthma attacks. Let's hear it.
Don't smoke in the house. Don't smoke in the house. Don't smoke around the kitchen.
smoke in the house. Don't break my heart with your secondhand smoke. And the kids that can trigger the asthma. Don't smoke in the house. Don't smoke in the car. Don't smoke in the house.
Preventing asthma attacks can be as simple as making your home a smoke-free zone. For more easy tips to stop asthma attacks, go to noattacks.org.
Welcome back to It's About You. Today we're taking an in-depth look into our general summer day camp program. And I think during the second half of our show today, you'll understand what has helped make this over 20-year program stand the test of time and why it's become so loved and appreciated in this community.
I actually just want to stay here until like 100 years old. I don't care how old I am, but I want to stay here.
Why is that?
Because camp is so much fun that I just do not want to leave.
In a counselor, we look for very energetic, bubbly kind of personality, somebody that can kind of pull that out in the kids, especially first of camp. They're unsure about the camp, and so just being able to have people that have energy and kind of get the kids involved and excited about camp and what we're doing at camp, that just makes all the difference in their experience.
So we've seen a lot of differences throughout the program in the staff involvement with the kids, and they get to know their kids at each location really well. They know what games they like most, what games don't work. So they've been able to really revamp the schedules of how we initially started things. But their ultimate goal is the same as mine was years ago, if we're gonna keep them busy all day long.
You do have a lot of different things going on. You have a lot of different personalities at camp. You know, you have competitive kids, you have kids that just like to read. You have kids that just like to color, play Legos. At the end of camp, they're all doing everything, and it's a lot like being a teacher because you do have a lot going on. So, a lot of different activities at one time, I guess. Multitasking.
Yeah, it's great when we have these counselors come in. Some of them either are interested in going into teaching and they know they're going to be around kids on a long-term basis, or there's others that surprise themselves that they enjoy spending all day with kids. But they really form good relationships with these kids. And I love coming in and seeing counselors who, just instinctively, if they're having to talk to a child about a situation or something, that if I walk in and they're kneeled down and they're at eye level with them, and they're not looking over them or talking down to them, but they're on that level with that child and really engaged in a conversation with them to make them understand, if it was a discipline issue and they're making sure the child understands, what they did wrong or what they could do differently next time to handle the situation. They're engaged and they are trying to teach the kids. They're finding out what works best when you talk to kids on different things is, kneeling down and looking them in the eye. Do you get a better response and get a more emotional contact with that child than you would standing and yelling at them in the hallway, hey, get over here, I need to talk to you about, that type of thing. So I think it is a learning situation for our staff as well, absolutely.
What makes a good counselor is a counselor that won't just sit by the side of the classroom or wherever we are for that day and just sit there and be idle. Like, a good counselor is one that'll interact with the kids, play with the kids, and just spend the day with the kids. The entire camp is for the kids and not for yourself. So if you spend the day with the kids, get to know them, have fun with them, every day it'll make the kids' day better, it'll make your day better, and makes you a good counselor.
It's great. I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of hard work. I mean, you learn all sorts of games, and it's a good way to get a good idea of if you're good with kids. Do you like spending a lot of time with kids? Can you handle kids? If you have a great time at camp, if you connect with the kids, I think it's a good sign for the future.
I just learned so much about myself and the kids from the time that we spend together, and being a leader all the time in front of 200 kids sometimes. I mean, they look to me for everything, whether it's something little like opening their juice box, or if it's something big like if someone gets injured, I'm the person that has to take care of them.
It's a good building block as social interaction. It's good because you're learning how to teach younger kids, because they all look up to you as a counselor. So like all your decisions impact their lives in some way.
I think it's cool like to teach kids how to make friends. Like it's really cool when a kid comes in and they don't have any friends, and then you get to introduce them to kids that you think they would like, and they just become like best friends and just hit it off, and they spend so much time together.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I look forward to meeting the staff every year. I look forward to seeing the same children, new children, children that are just here for the summertime, visiting grandma. They come and, you know, and they come every year. Like they couldn't wait to come. So, you know, that's what I love. And I love the activities, but I love that part.
Sometimes like when you like a kid a lot, like they're one of your favorite campers and they do something they're not supposed to, or they say something, it's really hard to get on to them because you don't want to upset them and you want to like be their best friend, but you also have to be like, hey, you can't do this.
Some of them have to learn patience with these kids. Some kids, a lot of the kids are great and are easy to work with, but naturally there are going to be kids that test your patience. So just kind of learning how to handle that in a appropriate way and coming up with ways to kind of redirect some behavior in a positive way. Being able to think on their feet, coming up with new games. You're planning on doing field day outside, it rains. What do? So kind of thinking on your feet, coming up with new activities to do inside. You just got to roll with it. And a lot of them kind of use their creativity to come up with new games. You see a jump rope, okay, let's look at it not as a jump rope. Let's come up with another way to use this equipment in different ways.
They know their age groups. They're with the set group, and so day in and day out, they're with the same kids. They know their kids very well. They know what activities they respond well to and the things that they don't like to do, so they work together to plan really fun, exciting things. And I've been blessed with counselors who are very creative. We make sure that when we put counselors together in an age group that we have a mixture of people and personalities, that we have guys and girls in each age group that are leading activities. We have somebody who maybe excels in arts and crafts and somebody that excels in sports and things like that. So we blend them so they have the opportunity to lead different types of activities and bring what they know to the table for the kids to really enjoy. We have some counselors that are like, arts and crafts is not my thing, but my training tells them, I said, you need to make a 12-year-old boy at summer camp love arts and crafts.
Now, are you kind of an artsy person?
Not really.
Not really?
I'm more of a sports person.
I can see that. Now, but do you like doing art here?
Yes. Art's fun.
I think the best compliment we've ever gotten is I had a mom come up to me one year and she said, I don't know what you do with my kids all day, but they fall asleep in the car on the way home. They're so tired, and they wake up the next day and can't wait to get to camp. So that was probably the best compliment we've ever gotten, as far as parents loving that they know that their kids are in a good environment and having a blast all day long.
You have to have a certain personality to be a counselor. It takes a certain kind of person. Learn how to be a leader. You got 20 kids looking at you as to what to do, and so giving them instruction, articulating those instructions, giving them full details, and being able to execute that and kind of be that leader, be that role model, be that positive influence.
It's not necessarily easy, but it's easy to play with kids and have fun, and it's just really cool. Like, I don't know how to describe it, like seeing the kids grow up when you come back numerous years. And then you get to go on cool field trips. I mean, they say that we're paid to play, and I really agree with that.
You are a camper.
I am basically a camper.
We've had kids that have been at camp that came back and became counselors. And those are the ones that I think were some of our better counselors because they grew up knowing the program, how it all works and everything, and they looked forward to being self-motivated to come in and do all these kinds of different activities. But we've had kids that have gone on to be those kinds of counselors, and then we've had counselors meet at camp who have gone on to get married and now have their kids in the camp program. So that's kind of when I realized I may have been here too long. But it's really also neat that that our program has been around and has that kind of reputation that people couldn't wait to have their own kids back in the program. So that says a lot about it.
I'd like to come back and be a counselor because, it's kind of fun to work with other kids and kind of have fun together as a big group.
I would like to come back to become a counselor because I like being with kids, because it's fun.
So I keep coming back because every summer I kind of learn something new about kids. I say the general thing is that kids need all the same things, you know? Individuals need different things in different ways, but they all want attention. You know, they all want group and to feel included. You know, they want to have those kind of opportunities to work with other kids and to just spend time with counselors. So as a counselor, when I was just a counselor, it was really cool to, you know, meet with all the kids during the day. You know, you're leading them around to different rooms and different activities and stuff, but to get one-on-one time with them, maybe play a board game with them, just get to know them, and just the way that you can see that lights them up, and you know, they love that kind of stuff. And it made me realize just how much just those small little moments of attention can be, you know, beneficial for the whole day and for the whole week, and that kid, you know, can go home feeling like they were appreciated and had a lot of fun.
Our cutoff is 12. And when we have 12-year-olds that are like, I don't know what I'm gonna do next summer, and you know, they're close to being able to be old enough to get jobs, but not quite, and you know, but you know that they're actually gonna miss camp. To me, when a 12-year-old boy can state that he's gonna miss being at camp next year, then you know you're doing something right.
I always just say it's the best summer ever, like, because you can come here some, you can go do stuff with family. It's outside, it's playing, it's inside, it's making friends. It's just fun. You know, it's relaxed. To me, if I was a kid, I would definitely want to be here.
See you next year.
See you next year.
See you next year.
See you next year.
Well, that's about all the time that we have for today. I hope you've enjoyed getting to spend some time with our campers and our counselors at our General Summer Day Camp program and learning more information about this truly amazing program. For information on other youth activities this summer offered by the Williamson County Parks and Recreation Department, you can visit our website at wcparksandrec.com. And be sure to follow us on our social media channels through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube for additional photos and videos of all of our exciting offerings. We'll see you next time, Williamson County. And remember, until then, it's all about you.
I Met a Frog by Vera Jar. I walked out into the garden and I met a frog. His eyes were shut, his mouth was in a wide smile, but ready to flip his tongue so sly at the innocent fly by. You would think he's princely, yogi, meditating, serene, soaked in the moment, taking in soul and mind to a better place. A wild world out there, emboldened, walking out into the garden, and if you meet a frog and mistook him for a hermit, beware. It wouldn't be Prince cloaked, bewitched don't you be, croaked.
Staying on course without support is tough. With help from family and community, you get valuable support for recovery from a mental or substance use disorder. Join the Voices for Recovery. Visible, vocal, valuable.
For confidential information on mental and substance use disorders, call 1-800-662-HELP. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.